And in fact, you want to rewind. Hey, that was fast.
Yes, actually, I've seen that thing on social media. I've seen that thing on social media where people say, when you're down, you're stressed, and you just want to cry, you put some soul music. Now it gets to a point, the music just cuts. It just ends. And your emotions just stop there. So what you do is you put it back and start crying afresh.
You go back now to... let me get my energy. Okay, let me jump on top of the sea. Okay, let me run.
This is a frog.
Oh, yes. You know, you're not processing at that rate. Oh.
Hello and welcome back to SYL Inspo Media. My name is Sylvia Kiremi. I am super excited to be back here again. Those people who did not watch our last clip, we were talking about stress and stress management. And we had overwhelming comments. Everybody was saying that they want us to have a continuation of this talk. And I had to do that because I have to listen to our viewers. And because of that, I had to look for him again to come and give us a continuation of the same. And to be truthful, I am as green as the viewer is. Before then, please introduce yourself and tell us, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about today?
Yes.
My name is Peter Musheke, and I'm a counseling psychologist. And also a trainer on matters mental wellness. Last time we spoke about stress.
Yes.
And I also want to appreciate the viewers because the feedback was awesome.
Awesome.
It makes someone to feel you want to do it more and more.
Yeah.
Keep doing it. And so
sure.
We appreciate that. We don't take that for granted. Keep watching. Keep working with us as many times as possible.
Okay, karibu sana to the show.
Asante.
You're really appreciated out there.
Thank
and here
you.
we want you to come again and again because creating awareness is amazing.
It's amazing.
It feels very satisfying.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about stress and stress management.
Yes.
And we had people asking, you have taught us how to identify stress, what to experience so that we can know that we are going through something, what are the symptoms. We learned all that. Now, this is the viewer, this is me. I have already identified something. What next? Yes, after you've known that you have stress.
All right.
Yes, what next?
Now, there's a man called, he's a psychiatrist. His name is Dan Siegel. Dan Siegel had a theory, and I thought we can look at it. What it will do, it will make us understand a little bit more.
Yes.
And Dan Siegel talks about the window of tolerance, which means there is a window in your life whereby you can put up with a lot. You've heard people say, I've had all I can take.
Yes.
That means their window is full. They've maximized the space.
Yeah.
And just like the name suggested, it's to what level can you tolerate stress,
Yes.
pressure, the challenge that is pushing you out. And he talks about 3 levels. And the 3 levels, there is the middle level, that is where we are supposed to be. When you are at that point, you are functioning at your best.
The normal.
You can reason, yes. You can reason, you can comprehend. Your thinking is okay.
Okay.
The pressure is there, but it has not thrown you out of your ability to function right. And so the right state of that window, or the right position, he called it the optimal zone.
Optimal zone. Okay.
Optimal zone.
Please tell us a little bit about the rest.
We have the optimal zone. When the challenge pushes you outside your window on the higher side, you find that, now we'll discuss some of these things, you find that now you're not functioning as you're supposed to be. You are outside, the upper side. Then that one, we call it the hyper.
The hyper.
Yes, arousal zone. In other words, you are being pushed outside the normal cell. Now you are functioning.
Yeah.
And then we have the hypo.
The hypo.
The hypo. And so we have the optimal, hyper, and hypo. And now I want we discuss, probably we can first engage with the optimal. The optimal is when you wake up in the morning and there is nothing that is really throwing you out of balance. You're within your functionability.
Yeah.
You are okay. You are functioning right. Now you are there.
Yes.
Your heart rate is good. Your thinking is right.
Yes.
Your eyes, they are
Okay.
as they're supposed to be. Your body temperature is okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you're at that point, you will even be able now to reason right.
Yes.
Your cognition, the cognition activity is okay. Now you're optimal.
Okay.
If we can be able to dwell there, the best. Because it is at this point that you make the right decisions. It is at this point that you are able to reason and decide and make the choices. It is here that you are okay.
You are normal.
You are normal.
Let's
Thank
say,
you.
yeah.
You are normal. You are normal now. You're even. You can put up with some crap from people when people push you. You're like, you'll give them some grace. You will, because you're here. All right?
Yeah.
Optimal. Hyper.
Hyper.
The hyper, now you have gone out of your window and now you are, the pressure has heightened you. It has pushed you to another level. You are not okay. To be very sincere, you're not okay. You've been pushed out of your good space.
Yes.
So what happens when you come up here? Now, allow me to tap some terms. You see, on a normal day, as you're seated right now, your heart is working, but you can't tell how it is. You're not constraining the muscles of the heart to function. What else? The lungs, they are working. There are things that are happening and you cannot control that. Now that we call it autonomic nervous system. It's automatic. It's working behind the scenes. Nobody is pushing it. Therein we have two that now dictate the hyper and the hypo.
The hypo.
For the hyper, we call it sympathetic nervous system. S and S. Sympathetic nervous system. Now, what happens with the sympathetic nervous system? Whatever has happened has pushed you out of your ordinary. A very good example. You're listening to me and you're concentrating here.
Yes.
Imagine someone comes from your back and says, "Ma." Don't tell me that. And nobody has done it. When that happens, SNS comes in. The sympathetic nervous system comes in and tells you, run or fight.
Yes.
And so we talk about you either flee or you fight.
You just have to act.
And so two things will happen. You will either turn around prepared to fight or you will, and then after you're in a safe distance, now you can check around and see, what was that?
Yeah.
A snake, if a snake passes here, or forget about a snake, even a frog. You know, the way it comes and...
It's worse.
And for a few minutes looks at you and it's moving towards you. On a normal day, you will not sit down and say, let me get my energy. Okay, let me jump on top of the sea. Okay, let me run.
This is a frog.
Oh, yes. You know, you're not processing at that rate. Oh. At a flicker of a second,
you'll be
you've
out.
reacted and now we are seeing you on top of the seat. And you're like, guys, there's a frog here.
Yeah.
What was that? It is now the system, the sympathetic nervous system. It has come into play and it has pushed you out of your normal and now you're reacting. It is either you flee, you run away, or you fight. Okay?
Yes.
So when you come now to the hyper, a few things happen. The first thing, your heart rate changes. Poop, 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 poop. It is increasing now, and you're pumping. Now you can feel the pupils in your eye. They are dilated, and we can see there is a change. Blood pressure changes.
Yes.
Now it is meant to be a reaction that pushes you to a position that you will defend yourself, be it by running away or by fighting back. It is not meant to last. What happens when you persistently remain there? A good example, you've been having issues with your boss, or there's something you know this boss is...
He's always on my case.
Always on my case. And what's lately? I heard some people are going to be laid off. And so
I could be one of them.
The moment you pick the sound of the vehicle at the parking lot, You even change your breathing. And now you can even tell you've started sweating. Now you've come from
Optimal.
thank you.
I am learning, eh?
You're getting it, and you're getting it well. You've come from optimal, and now you've
to the hyper.
Yes. Remember, you're not supposed to be here forever. It's supposed to give you that reaction when you see the frog, when you the frog, or when you see the snake. It gives you that reaction so that you very fast, and then, whew, wow, that was scary. Now you can imagine if someone dwells there.
So you're saying about hyper-arousal?
Yes, hyper.
Hypo-arousal. I'm trying to use my hands so I don't get it wrong.
And you're doing good.
I'm getting it.
Hyper.
Hyper.
Yes.
Hypo.
Yes.
And the optimal.
Yes.
I'm not green anymore.
Yeah, no,
Heading to
good.
yellow.
Yeah, you're moving in quite fast.
Now,
yes.
How do I tell I am in the hyper zone? Yes. How do I tell I am in that?
We can talk about the emotions and also the behavior. The emotions here is you will find yourself, you're anxious, anxiety, all right? Panic, anger. Something else we call hyper-vigilance. You are on the lookout at all times. You're not sure who you're dealing with or what you are hyper-vigilant. Racing thoughts. Your thoughts are at an hour speed. You're not even processing. You're not having time enough to process. It's moving too fast. Irritability, and then tension, emotionally. Behavior, someone becomes agitated because you're up there for long. So the production of the hormones, it's been pushing you. You're not where you're supposed to be, and so over time you become agitated. Aggression. You are reacting because you're on guard at all times.
And you are pushed.
You're ready, yes, and you want to run. Things are not okay. That is hyper. And so emotionally, that's how you can tell, and through your behavior, that's how you can tell.
How do I get better? Or am I running too fast?
No.
Is the student
running? You're doing well.
How do I make it better?
Yes. Interventions.
Yes.
There's what we call grounding interventions or techniques. Grounding. One of them is breathing. We spoke about breathing the other time. Relaxing techniques. Remember, when you hypo, everything tightens. You're on guard. You are, like we've said, you're hyper vigilant. You're on your guard at all times. And so you will find that most of the times you're tensing your muscles. You're clenching your fist, your teeth at times, even your toes, then your shoe, the way you sit, you can feel.
You can feel
that
wrong.
You're not okay. Yes. And so something else that you can do is relaxation techniques. You just relax. You can focus on one muscle. You say, like, now I'm going to deal with the hands, all the way from here to the tip of my fingers. I want to relax, and so that I can tell whether I'm relaxing, I can first tighten the muscles, and then I relax. You keep doing like that, and then now you can also do the whole body, whereby you start from right here all the way to the sole of your feet. You're relaxing, okay? Something else is using the 5 senses to call yourself back to order.
Yes.
Because you're out of order. You call yourself back to order using the 5 senses. When you are up there, if someone can tell you, please, is it possible for you to tell me 5 sounds you can pick that are distinct? And so for a moment when you're up there, maybe you're scared and you're at the edge, you're trying to pick the sounds. What this does, it disengages your thoughts from the issue that is messing you up. And now you come to your hearing sense. And you want to concentrate your effort there, your energy is there.
So you start.
So that now you can pick.
You pick something else.
I can tell there is a bird humming. By the time I'm doing that, I'm coming down. I'm relaxing. All right? Something else you can do. You said senses. The other one is your nose.
Smelling.
Smell. Can I pick 3 distinct smells from where I'm sitting. If I can't pick my own perfume, then that tells you there's a problem.
Yes.
And you just sit down and you... I know of someone, by the way, I know of someone who, when they get there, in the pocket, you will never lack a packet of coffee. Not for taking, not for drinking, but for smelling.
It takes them now to another world.
And takes your thought from the issue that you're dealing with, brings you now to the coffee here.
So you want to mean this thing, it's something that you can work on like instantly. You don't have to wait for
These are things you can do.
A long-lasting solution for that. It is something that you can work on maybe when the problem just arises.
Something now grips you, and of course we're not talking about the ones for a frog.
Yeah.
But there are people who are scared by the frog and it lasts for long. Now we need to bring them back.
Yeah.
Right? When they are there, when they are still up there, we go, okay. How many sounds can you hear right now? The moment they disengage, because why is it hyper? You're on the thought. The challenging
keeps
issue.
going.
You're building on it. So we need to interrupt that, and we interrupt that by what? Bringing in something else. Your body to engage on something else. And so the 5 senses really help. Something else that can help is stretching, walking around, taking a walk. I've heard of men who, when they get into an argument with their wives, the guy will take a jacket and take a walk. By the time he's coming back, he's a different person.
He's relaxed.
Yes. Because the more we stay there,
the more we
it's
fight,
getting worse.
The more
I dwell on my challenge, the more I dwell on the stressor, the more I dwell on the stressor, the more it's becoming humongous. It's growing in my eyes. I can see it. But if let me take a walk. I will hit the road, meet with a Boda guy,
talk about something.
My neighbor, hello, how are you? They're getting me from the thought that was messing me up to where I'm supposed to be.
All right.
Simple interventions.
Yes. Now let's talk about hypo.
Hypo.
Yes.
I can see you do hypo.
Hypo. Yes, I told you I have to use my hands.
Doing well, hypo.
We were here, now we are.
Hypo is now the opposite of hyper.
Yes.
Again, remember, autonomic nervous system, sympathetic. On this other end, we have parasympathetic.
So what we experience here at the hypozone?
You freeze. Parasympathetic nervous system, it is in charge of relaxing you, putting you to rest so that the digestive system can kick in. It is meant for relaxation.
Yes.
You know, not just relaxation, beyond, it's putting you off, it's in switching you off. Now you can imagine when it kicks in, if a stressor comes up, what happens? You hit hypo.
Okay.
You want nothing. Your system freezes. There is numbness.
Yes.
Some of the things that will help you tell, you are numb. You don't want anything. Please don't mess with me.
Yeah.
You want to stay indoors. And while indoors,
you want to sleep.
You want. Most of the time, people don't even sleep. But you're in bed. Inside your blankets.
You want to run away from the problem.
Yeah.
You don't want to think about it.
There is a fear that comes that immobilizes you. You feel now energy is being sucked away. You just want to be there.
Okay.
You just want to be there.
Feeling tired?
Not even tired. You know, tiredness is now may build with time. But at the onset, your system slows down precisely.
Okay.
The breathing, and so it leaves you at a point whereby you don't have energy. Hypo, it goes down. So instead of going
up, you go down. Okay. Now we have talked about the hyper, we have seen the hypo, we have identified maybe ways of knowing that you're in this. Now, assuming I am in hypo, take me back to optimal. I want to be normal.
All right.
I want to experience that
now,
good feeling.
When you're at the hypo level, one of the behaviors is that you withdraw from people.
Yes.
You don't want to be with people.
Yes.
You are passive. You don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
You have serious problem engaging. You don't want conversations.
You don't want to see people.
So I've seen some people put off their phone for days.
Because they were
It's
stressed.
like, it's flight mode.
And when you call them, they were like, I was stressed.
Or you will reach out, you can see blue ticks.
Yeah.
But they're not getting back to you.
You're nagging them.
And so, withdrawn. And so, hypo, the first thing we do is challenge you now. Can you come back? Can we pull you from that pit? Because you're in a pit, literally. And so we want to pull you out of that pit. And so the first thing that we talk about, stimulating exercises or activities. Get yourself out of that bed. Get into the bathroom, and if possible, take a cold shower.
Okay.
You know that
It will arouse you.
Yes, you start now coming back.
Yes.
We are not pulling you down, but we are
Pulling you up.
yes.
Okay.
So we need to get you to activity. All right? Make your bed and get out of bed. Get out of bed and make that bed.
Just engage.
You know, there's this thing of leaving
system.
your bedding in a manner likely to suggest, I will be back. I will be back.
Yeah,
You will
sure.
be back.
For real.
But the moment you make it well, it will take a lot of energy for you now to go against the activity, the energy, the effort that you did making the bed.
Engaged some energy.
Stimulating exercises. Go do the utensils. Clean the house. When was the last time you worked on the ceiling? You know, stimulate yourself. While you are at it, listen to some active music. No, listen. When people hit hypo, they want hypo music.
Okay. Some blues.
Oh yeah. And you know, we identify with
Some
with,
soul
with-
music.
We identify with those songs when we are there.
Exactly. You want to cry with the music, yeah?
You identify with the message, you know. And so what do? You continue listening to that music. You continue being
crying
down
and
there.
being down.
And in fact, you want to rewind. Hey, that was fast.
Yes, actually, I've seen that
Let's
thing
take
on social media. I've seen that thing on social media where people say, when you're down, you're stressed, and you just want to cry, you put some soul music. Now it gets to a point, the music just cuts. It just ends. And your emotions just stop there. So what you do is you put it back and start crying afresh.
You go back now to... Let me tell you, the damage you're doing to yourself is huge.
You know, people are saying it out of, it's like a joke, but there's no joke there.
No. You know, it's a reaction. That's what your body wants at that point. That's what you feel.
You're relating to that.
Remember, you are passive. You don't want to get engaging. You don't want... So, do the opposite. Can you have some music? Have some music, and you listen to the music, and it will build you. It will get you from something. Get you from the pit.
Yes.
Upbeat music. Because again, remember all these things. We are dealing with the brain. We are trying to joke around with the brain. Something else, grounding. Some grounding exercises also. You can utilize depending with the how hard the stressor is pushing you. You can again grounding the five senses. All right. And also, I don't know whether you've ever seen some balls that we are giving to kids that have spikes.
Yes.
Some two spikes.
What are they for?
You know, that thing is meant, I think, for the kids. I don't know who came up with the idea, but it's also very good for someone who is going through the hypo zone.
Oh.
Because you know, when it's pricking your hands, I think calling the nerves back to, hey, wake
order.
up, you know, you wake up, arise.
Yeah.
And so you are there. Now you can have such. You can have such. You can have such. You can have beads, and you decide to count. You know, we are getting you some activity to get from where you are, and that will help a lot. Yes.
So what do I do to introduce interventions in this zone?
In both zones, we will never emphasize the element of self-awareness. There is a big risk when someone is not aware of what they're going through.
Yes.
They do not know.
Yes.
You keep going until someone calls you back to reality. Now, if I am aware of myself, I woke up feeling different. why am I feeling like that?
Yeah.
Yesterday, no, I'm going back to work. I don't want. Now I already know what is the stressor. I'm aware.
Yeah.
And so it becomes easy for me now to know what intervention can I introduce at this point. Okay? The challenge comes, or the problem is in fact not a challenge, it's a problem, comes when you're not aware.
Yes.
Now it takes someone else to call you back to order. A big risk, a very big risk. And so being self-aware, the willingness to pull yourself out or to bring yourself down from either of the extremes. All right?
Yeah.
The willingness. Because again, you will find someone, and especially hypo. They will happen. Me, I want to continue enjoying my blankets. We wake you up. Hey, can you people leave me alone, please? It may take a few days, but it will take what?
A few days.
What?
A few days is
In
a
other
lot.
words, you're feeding your negative feelings. You're doing yourself a lot of damage.
And do we have people who experience both? That is the hypo feelings
Yes.
and the hyper.
Very possible. Very possible, depending with different things. Remember, we react like this because of a number of factors. If you allow me, I can mention developmental factors. Okay? Whether it is hypo or hyper, how did you negotiate the different stages, developmental stages to where you are right now?
Yeah.
Right? Woe unto you if there is trauma anywhere. Childhood trauma, as you kept on developing, there is trauma. Because now it lessens your window of tolerance. There are some people it is this big. Not because they were born like that, but because as they kept on developing, as they kept on growing, things happened and it kept on pushing them.
Yeah.
They will need the slightest trigger or stressor
To just.
for them to hyper or to hibernate, hypo, because it's developmental. Something else that really affects this is the brain activity. Brain activity. What has been happening up there? And this is where now drugs and abuse of substance becomes a great danger. We keep on saying people who consume cannabis, they are easily angered.
Okay.
But there is no anger in cannabis. There is no anger. We cannot say there is anger that when you are smoking cannabis, you are smoking anger. No, it affects your window of tolerance.
Okay.
Because it's a chemical that you're introducing to your body. And so it affects your brain. And to most people now, the window is, as a matter of fact, to all. There is no drug that, and especially abusive drugs, that expands. Just
I didn't know there are
reduces.
factors influencing the window of tolerance.
Some kids, when you talk about pregnant, expecting mothers abusing drugs, alcohol, while pregnant, you don't know the damage you're doing to that kid, yet not born.
Yes, because their brain is developing.
So by the time they'll be getting to this earth, they're already disadvantaged. Because while they were supposed to be given a good environment for their brain to develop, chemicals were introduced. And remember, a child feeds everything mama feeds.
Yes.
Right? So now you can see some of the things, some of the decisions that we make. Violence. You can imagine a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, they're still developing their brain, still growing. But they're exposed to violence. And so you will find that person, not only do they have trauma, but even the brain activity is affected.
Now,
something else that maybe, sorry for that, maybe
okay.
something else that could be affecting is personal factors. Due to experiences, once again, you will find especially resilience, patience, endurance. People have a problem here. because again, the window of tolerance is about
Yeah.
your capability to endure the stressor,
Yeah.
the capability to bounce back after you've been stressed, resilience, patience. For how long can you wait even as you go through?
Yes.
Right? So these personal factors, exposure of life, the kind of things that you've experienced will affect a lot.
Now, my question is, you've talked about the window of tolerance maybe being this size because of maybe the things that happened to the brain or the factors that are influencing all that. Is there a way of expanding the window of tolerance?
Very, 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 very possible to expand it. Very possible to expand it. What do I need to do? Number one, once again, be aware. Self-awareness. Be aware. Yesterday I got angry after my neighbor's dog jumped the fence. I got angry. I got angry. Did I have to get angry, really?
No.
So what do I need to do? Next time it jumps the fence, I can do a phone call and then tell him to kindly deal with that. Now, I realize what happened yesterday. When you talk about self-awareness, we're not talking about theoretical or deep knowledge. It's just being aware of the things that are happening around about us, how I am reacting to different responses.
So we go back again
people.
to self-awareness, yeah?
Self-awareness, very key. The more you heighten your self-awareness, the more you expand your window, because now you know what used to stress you.
Yeah.
You're aware, I'm just about to get angry, I'm just about to get... there's some people who, when they get angry, hyper, their body start twitching.
Yes.
And they can't tell they're twitching. Imagine, it's your body that is twitching, but you can't tell.
You can't tell.
We need someone to tell you, do you know your fingers are twitching? That thing, you're angry. You can imagine even the muscles now, they're coming to play. So self-awareness, the moment you're aware of yourself, you're able to do that like that. Mindfulness and relaxation. Things that we've discussed here. Deep breathing, grounding techniques, like we've said, engaging your five senses deliberately. You want to consistently do like that. Breathing right. Breathing right, very important. Breathing right, very important. Physical exercises will help you, because as you endure that here, there is an endurance. Because remember, the whole of this is brain activity. It's in the mind.
Yes.
So when I endure a certain torturous hill, up jogging, now I'm able to, when tomorrow you come against me, I'm like, the same reaction. I'll be able, and so that is how physical exercises help us deal with that. Healthy lifestyles, and especially what we are eating. Eating all manner of food.
Yeah.
It messes our gut system. When the gut is messed up, it messes our brain. It's all connected.
Yes.
It's all connected. And so when I check what I'm eating, I'm able to monitor what I'm eating and how I am eating it. Some people put food in their plate and you're like, wow. Why are you starving? No. I had food like an hour ago.
Yes.
You're messing your system. Learn to monitor especially your feeding lifestyle.
Yeah.
It helps a lot. Support systems. Because
you need support system.
when I'm alone, I can go this far. But when I know that after I put up with this boss, I got a friend, I can share about him with my friend.
Yeah.
I got someone. And so I'll put up with the boss. You mess me up. You push me. You disturb. It's okay. I have someone who is waiting for me at home, and they will listen. And I know we will discuss. You are saying all that in your mind. That is very different from when you got nobody. And so all that is coming, all that you're receiving, you are the only one who is dealing with it now. There is nobody. You have no support systems whatsoever. It really messes us big time.
Okay.
And so support system is very, very important. Last but not least, therapeutic intervention. Learn to know when to reach out, and especially to reach out for professional help. Very important.
Very key, yeah?
Very important. there is something a professional will help you do that you cannot do by yourself because you don't have that knowledge.
True.
You could be having the information, but maybe even the application of the same is wrong. I've had people come and they sit down and they're like, I don't know whether this will help me, but I felt like we needed to talk. And I'm like, let's go about it. What's happening? And then we will take a walk, and then you're like, wow, something. Why? There's something I was taught, there's something I know professionally that will help.
That can
just
help
like
them,
the way we walk to a doctor, a physician. And I'm like, I have a headache. I know I can do over the counter some painkillers, but then I feel, why? Maybe I need to have some checks, some checkups. And so it is also important for us to reach out, that we will never say.
Yes. This conversation is getting interesting every day. I don't know how much more questions the viewers have, but I would also want our viewers to continue asking questions because we want him to be back here again. If you have a question, you can ask him. We'll be putting your contacts there. Actually, give them your contacts.
Thank you for that. My phone number, 0722 637 612. There are people who get numbers in threes.
Yes.
The others who get in two.
Yes.
So let me see whether I'll be able to say in twos.
Can you?
0722 63 76 12. I did.
This is a counselor. You know what? If I took my number differently, actually, if you gave me my number differently, I would not think it's my number. I would tell you no.
That's not my number.
Yes.
And then you give it is either in threes or in twos.
Yes,
I don't know
threes
how.
or twos,
given, I know of someone who will do 07237 and then adds the other numbers. Now if you do like that
5
for me,
and then 3,
I'm lost.
2. Me too. We really appreciate your time. We really appreciate everything that you tell us, everything that you're teaching us. They are really, really important to everyone. And every time I sit here with you, I learn a lot. I feel like I've already done one semester.
You need to pay me now.
I've already done one semester.
Yes.
We will start paying you now.
We need to. It's an honor. Allow me to say it's an honor also because information is power.
Information is
power. And it's sad to see someone stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
And the reason why they are stuck, it's something they would have done simple intervention. The things that we're talking about.
You have a solution to that.
And so, any day.
We really appreciate you. We really appreciate your time. Last time we had viewers commenting. It was your name all over. They want you back. So if you have a topic, a question, kindly note it down there and we will be bringing it next. Thank you so much. I want to take this opportunity to appreciate Jambo Village Hotel for giving us this amazing place. They have amazing service, amazing food, peace, ambience. It's just an amazing place to be. Really appreciate you. And we would also want to call whoever is out there and they're looking for services like that. This is the place to be. I would also want to appreciate our camera people, sound, everybody who is behind this to make it a success. We really appreciate you. Thank you. See you next time.